Last week, Eric Gordon attempted to unyellow the soul of a Jordan 11 when like 82. He failed miserably. Can he redeem himself this week? Or will the shoe embarrass him yet again? We find out next. No regrets. Whoa, nah, you too. It's your man there, Gordon, with No Regrets Sneaker Cleaning, and we're back with part 2 of this video. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Last week, this shoe stomped my ass out. Or so you thought. Now, the discoloration you're seeing in the soles is a hint of yellowing that's still inside of the soles, but it's more so the salon care burning the soles. Yes, salon care can burn your soles. Like I mentioned last week, excessive use of it will take the icy blue out of the sole and it'll leave it clear. You want to stay away from that. We had No Regrets. We're not against salon care. Well, we're not against Soul Sauce. We're against 40/50 volume cream. It's meant for hair. It's not meant for shoes. Stay away from that stuff. Soul Sauce can be used on shoes. You have to use it sparingly. You have to know when to use it. You have to know how long it needs to be on there. It's a whole bunch of moving pieces when it comes to using Soul Sauce that we'll educate y'all on in a later date. But these are the soles right now. It just needed a full 24-hour session and they back right for the most part, or as right as they're gonna get. Once we tackle the mesh, we're gonna tackle the soles again and we're gonna put them back under the lights to see if we can get a little bit more out of them. But for right now, we're gonna focus on this mesh. As you can see, it's not as yellow as it was last week because it was under the UV lights for a solid 24 hours. My indoor setup is a beast. I'm not going to even lie. I'm not tooting my own horn. It is a beast. I got to give it credit. It does its job. But there is still a little lingering yellow and it is still dirty all over the mesh. So I'm going to show you how to clean that properly to where you don't get the wicking. You don't have to worry about the mesh yellowing back up over you over time. You're going to clean it and you're going to get all of the dirt, all of the water, all of the dirty water, all of the solution completely out the mesh. Here at No Regrets, we clean mesh several different ways. I'm going to show you the way I clean it. At the end of the video, I'll explain to you a more simple way of cleaning the mesh that you could do at home that'll be a little bit more accommodating to your circumstances, provided you're not in the sneaker care profession. So without any further ado, let's get let me stop into it. Now, before we get started, I just want to give y'all a recap of what the mesh looked like last week before we started on the shoe. As you can see, and as I stated last week, it was clean with something else and the mesh just got beat. And here's what it looks like after that 24-hour exposure in my UV setup. This is the beauty of using UV activated cleaners. When you clean the shoe with a UV activated cleaner, it's already going to brighten it. But it's gonna get enhanced by 1,000 once you put it under them lights and give that shoe that glow like Bruce Leroy had when he fought Sho'nuff. So get you some. It's on pre-order if I ain't mentioned it already. So let's get into what we're gonna need to clean this mesh up. We're gonna need a bowl for some hot water. Hot water, make sure it's hot. You're also gonna need a medium texture brush. We're working on designing our own brushes and things like that. So we're gonna use that for right now, as well as a scour pad. Working on these too. For right now, you can pick these up at Walmart, the dollar store, wherever. You're gonna need a steamer. Oh, a steamer. That's gonna be important. This is an important one. definitely get you a steamer. And of course, you're gonna need the best UV activated sneaker cleaner in the world, Craig, the No Regret Sneaker Cleaner. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is dip your scour pad in some water. The key is you don't want to over drench it. You just want to get it wet enough to where it can hold in the solution once you spray it onto the scour pad, like I'm doing right now. Wring it out a little bit. You know, it doesn't need to be runny. So wring it out, wet it, and get to work. Next, you want to take that medium textured brush and you want to brush it in. What you want to do at this point is the scour pad did a real good job of lifting those stains up without damaging the material, but the medium textured brush is going to help brush out all of that water and solution. It's going to bring it to the surface, so when you get ready to hit it with the steamer, it comes out a lot easier. Pat it dry and then go to work with the steamer. You don't want to get the steamer too close to the shoe, but you want to have it close enough to where you can blow out all of that water and solution and the dirt without damaging the shoe. Make sure it's not in one place for too long. Then you want to get your compressor. Compressor is going to be a key component in this, and I forgot to mention that earlier, but a compressor is going to help you blow out all that dirty water, solution, dirt, everything. I don't know if you can see it right now on the camera, but as I'm hitting it with that compressor, you just see water just blasting out of it. That's a good thing. That's going to leave that nice clean white mesh that you want. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is as you go panel for panel, you want to make sure you exchange out the water, because if not, all of that dirty water, soap, sud, solution, you're putting it right back in the shoe. From this point on, it's going to be rinse, wash, repeat. You're going to go from one part of the shoe to the tongue to the other part. And this is what the shoe looks like after it's been thoroughly cleaned, rinsed, and blew out. It ain't been under the lights yet. We're about to do that now, but I wanted you to see just how well the cleaner works as far as removing stains from the lace loops, the mesh, the whole thing. And that right there is why you want to avoid putting this shoe in the washing machine, because in most cases it's going to have to go in the washing machine several times before you get that mesh white, and you're going to mess up the leather. And this is what it looks like after the lights. Nice, clean, white, no more yellowing in the material, no more nothing. It looks almost as if you only wore it once or twice. And that's what you're going for. Now, as far as the soles are concerned, I did mention earlier that there was severe damage from using 40/50 volume cream on the soles. That's after a week of having them under the lights, mesh and soles included. That's as good as it's gonna get. But if you look at it in certain angles, it still looks pretty yellow. Other angles, it looks pretty clear. What you're seeing is the discoloration from the 4050 volume cream. That's not oxidation, that's discoloration from the salon care, burning the soles, taking the dye out of the soles basically, which is why we advise you to stay away from that stuff. Here's another look at how the soles look under another set of lights. Same shoe, same everything. It's just gonna look different under certain lights. But one thing that's still there is the discoloration due to the salon care. And like that. That's wraps on this Air Jordan 11 Win Like 82. Back to white. Looked like it might have been worn 3 or 4 times. The only thing we couldn't shake back completely was the soles. And again, that's due to using 4050 volume cream to try and get the soles back clear. Stop using that stuff, man. All of the results that you see right now were accomplished using just this cleaner, the No Regrets Sneaker Cleaner. Like I said, it is on pre-order right now. Go to our Instagram page, No Regrets Sneaker Cleaning. Shoot us a DM if you're interested in the cleaner. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's several different ways to clean mesh. If you don't have a compressor or a steamer, run it under some hot water under a sink, spray some No Regrets Sneaker Cleaner on a brush, excuse me, brush the shoe out, rinse the shoe out under that hot water in the sink, and do your best to wring out the material as best as you can. But I gotta be honest, when it comes to cleaning Jordan 11s, the best way by far to do it is scour pad, medium texture brush, steamer, and a compressor to blow out all that water. The No Regrets Sneaker Cleaner doesn't stain your shoe, but at the same time, you're dealing with mesh. Mesh holds dirt, mesh holds water, mesh holds everything. You wanna blow that out to get your mesh back white. That's the secret. As far as content goes, make sure you're subbed up, because you will be meeting the other 3 members of No Regrets. You're gonna be meeting Doobies, you're gonna be meeting Fresh Pair Jones, and you're gonna be meeting Munn. All 4 of us specialize in taking care of shoes. All 4 of us are gonna be shooting free game at you from every which way you could possibly think of. You wanna be subbed up, because when we drop these videos, we drop in knowledge. Until then, I'm Air Gordon with No Regrets, and I'ma holla at you.